Hello, everyone. This is Jeff, Torie, and Coby talking about Megalo Box.
Hi.
Woo, 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 woo. Megalo Box.
We're going to be talking about episode 10 this episode, and Coby has kindly written out a recap for what happened in this episode to catch everyone up on what happened.
Yeah. Oh, are you all ready for this?
Take it away.
I think I'm ready.
All right. Let's tell me if I missed anything. So Nanbu reveals what we kind of suspected last week, that they're supposed to throw the fight because Fujimaki wants to make a shit ton of money. This obviously makes Joe super duper sad and feels betrayed. And Nambu's like, hey, what's the big deal? Let's just do this. We can forgive our debts. Hey, take this earpiece. And then Joe leaves all angry. Nanbu does like some soul searching, and then he also connects with Sachio, who's a kid who hasn't done much in the series, but finally gets an episode where we find out what the hell he's all about. Because we find out he's a kid whose father invented the original gear for the fighting and then was like murdered for it, maybe. And then Nanbu talks about doing something drastic and leaves Sachio with Shirato, who is like the worst person to leave Sachio with, to protect him from Fujimaki. And then elsewhere, the Megalomania finally begins, and Yuuri fights his rival and then beats him really easily.
Very good, very good.
Yeah, I think that's about it.
So I guess we could talk about the plot points that were revealed during the episode and do a broad discussion about that. So I was right.
You were
My
right.
prediction was on point, I think.
Yeah.
It was, but I guess it was, it wasn't anything special. It was kind of obvious in a way, kind of just tying back to the game that they were playing before the fight. So, yeah, I mean, I guess with that reveal, it's a natural continuation of the story.
It was surprising to me that he was supposed to throw the first round and not like get to the final round and then throw it.
Well, it makes sense because they can't guarantee that he'll even pass this first, win this first match.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think because if he threw the last match, it would be Yuri's favor. Because he's the king right now, so
yeah, and then I mean,
if he throws that fight, he's not gonna make any money.
Yeah, they're not gonna actually bet against that. So, I think it was pretty good, accurate.
It was good
prediction.
portrayal. It's like I liked it. It's everything's kind of coming together. I guess the other big reveal is we learn about Sachio's character a little bit more, and we find out his backstory about why he's carrying around the picture of the parents in his hat.
They're dead.
They're dead. And it's because his father, was that correct? His father invented the original gear that, I forgot if it's like just gear in general or if only the gear that Yuuri is using. I wasn't clear on that. Do you guys know which one?
I'm pretty sure it was the gear that Yuri is using.
Yeah, I think that's what I picked up too.
Because towards the end, Shirato Sis was like, we have found out that the equipment used to develop the gear was obtained irregularly, and she was going to send out to punish the people that I guess executed the kid's dad.
So they'll be dealt with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So the reveal, it was kind of plain, kind of simple. I guess I wasn't really expecting anything extravagant, but it finally gives this kid some like concrete motivation as to why he wants Joe to win in the Megalo Box and like why he's involved and stuff like that. It's all about revenge. It's revenge every which way, it seems, except for I guess the rivalry between Gearless Joe and Yuuri. They're kind of just fighting.
They're kind of friends. They're buddies.
Yeah, that's what that kind of happened in the story when his dog came up to him. They had that buddy moment. They're talking with each other.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're just like good guys, back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Was there anything else really big revealed? Anything that blew our minds?
Not really. I guess those are the two main plot points in a way. We can go on. We can move on to the things that we liked about the episode now, I think.
All right, the good of Megalo Box episode 10.
I like that they got a competent English speaker.
Yeah, that was actually surprising the most.
Yeah. And I don't know if they got a competent Spanish speaker, but I guess that guy was speaking Spanish. I don't know if his accent was good or not though. But,
I don't know either, but yeah, it's good for the show. It always
Good
brings
for
it out
them.
when there's Japanese English speakers, and it's like they say it's an authentic American voice, but it's clearly not.
Yeah. Although in a way, I kind of like it when they have like really shitty English speakers.
Oh, what I
really
hate,
adds the experience.
Oh, what I hate is when they bring on Americans or I guess Mexicans, and then they just make them speak Japanese. It's like, not everyone knows Japanese. Come on.
Yeah. And it's like, that's not it. Yeah, that's true. So it's good for this show for being accurate. Tori, what did you think was good in this episode?
As a pretty dark Mexican person, I like seeing a dark Mexican. Like, most of the time they portray Mexicans as like, like lighter skin, sombrero, big thick like mustache and everything like that. So it was nice to see Pepe Iglesias represented differently. I don't know. It wasn't racist. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay, that's good.
I wish they would go that direction. That'd be funny as hell.
It would be too gimmicky. This is more serious, man.
Yeah. This isn't one of those goofy animes.
Yeah, this one takes everything. Everything's gritty and everything's serious.
Yeah.
I thought there was a few good stuff in this episode. I liked this episode in the sense where even though not a lot happened, it was a good placeholder episode. It's a good setup episode to like lead us into the final stretch of episodes. I was worried that things wouldn't be able to wrap up properly, as I said last week, but this episode kind of convinced me that I think we are gonna get a pretty good conclusion to this. Like I don't think it's I saw its end game in sight, which was good. That was one of the things I liked.
Yeah, I also liked how it kind of went back to I guess kind of the roots of why I like this anime in the first place. Like I said, my favorite episodes involved the one with like the war veteran who like lost his legs.
Yeah, best episode.
And in those episodes, it wasn't really so much about the fights; it was about the characters and their conflicts outside the ring. And we got to see a lot of that in this episode. There was only one quick fight between Yuuri and Pepe, which I guess was obligatory. But everything else with Nanbu trying to set things straight with Sochio and
Gearless Joe.
Yeah, and with Gearless Joe, like you said, that moment he had with Yuuri, I thought that was really cool because like this whole series, they've basically been rivals from afar. They've only exchanged a few words to each other, but to see them actually face to face and to like, and it seemed like they were friends, like they had common ground, like they're both fighting for something beyond themselves, and I thought that was cool. I wish we saw more of that.
Yeah,
like kind of like a friendly rivalry, when Gearless Joe was like, man, that was a nice left hook. It's like, there's something there. Like they're
friendship.
Yeah.
I do like it
I'm
when
a sucker for that stuff.
Yuuri answers his question saying that he's doing it for her because I started with nothing and she's brought me up. And then Gearless Joe gave this face like, oh my gosh.
Oh, I had something like that too.
Yeah, like Nanbu did the exact same thing for him and he
Betrayed
is
him.
taking advantage of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing, the good thing that I loved Nanbu's scene with Sachio. Like when he was like, I can't help you in any way, but I can help you this way. Like he gives him that knife to like, you can go kill her right now if you want to. It's like, damn, that is dark. That's exactly the type of scene I want from this. Scenes that make me feel something, that make me go like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Like this is dark. I love it.
Yeah, that was a pretty good scene. And it makes it seem more real because Nambu's had to fight for his life and his debts and everything that he's worked up for. So that's exactly how he would solve his problem,
Yeah.
Just face on, head on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Should we move to what we didn't like about this episode?
Yes.
The bad? Let's move to the bad. My problem outside, because I have it all geared up, ready to go. I was convinced Nanbu was going to die at the end of this episode, that he was going to kill Fujimaki. And,
really?
Yeah, or like in order to forgive the debt, in order to give Joe a shot. Like I thought that's what the arc was gearing up to. Whoa. But then they didn't follow through. Like it just ended with him drunk on the side, and then drinking. But I thought when he was giving Sachio to the sister, Shirato, that he was like, watch after him because it's going to go bad. That he was going to do something really drastic. But
he did say this is the last you'll see of me.
Yeah. So I thought that they were gearing, and I think they still might. I wish it happened this episode.
Well, that's interesting. A very interesting theory because you know what? This could go into predictions, but I'll say it right here because I just thought of it. There was that scene just before he was passed out drunk beside the punching bag. The scene just before that is him and Fujimaki sharing a drink. They could extend that scene and have a reveal where during that scene he like poisoned him because he's a scorpion, right?
Oh, he's a
sting
scorpion.
you in the end.
Yeah.
He stings you in the end. Except he's not stinging Joe. He's stinging the guy that they were riding with that was trying to take them out of the debt.
Okay, I take 50% of the credit for that.
Okay,
it did fall through.
All right, hopefully it goes that way because it was a little. You're right. It would be kind of weird. Like how would they get out of this other than killing him? I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. I just thought
take
that
the risk.
I just thought that like Joe wins, he just gives him part of his earning money, and
Yeah.
That's
here you
it.
go,
Yeah.
we're done.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I think the one thing I didn't like about it was it was a good setup episode, but at the end of the day, I think it still was. Well, it was just a setup episode. It was a very transitional. Nothing was really like resolved during this particular round, let's say. And since we're nearing the conclusion, I expect at this point for things to be ramping up. You know, like shit, like things are about to go down. But really, it was like the pace kind of remained neutral. And I guess I wanted to be more excited to see what happened next, but instead it kind of reverted back into what the pacing was like in the beginning when the stakes were kind of low. Even though the stakes now are higher than they ever could be, it still doesn't feel that way. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I mean, you guys thought it was a pretty good setup episode. I'm not a big fan of setup episodes if they don't further the story. To me, it was just kind of boring. Like, I thought it was just okay. Like, I guess this falls into the bad section, but I was going to put it into the all right, okay section. But yeah, it was just an okay episode. Nothing really happened.
You didn't love Fujimaka saying the story of the scorpion and the frog, which is an allegory I hear all the time.
Yeah,
in television. Like they tell that story all the time. Everyone knows that.
That's so true.
You know what? I've never heard that allegory before.
You've never heard it, yeah.
No.
But I agree with Coby. For some reason, I've been hearing that a lot. Is it?
Yeah,
just...
I can't think of where, but I know I've heard it.
Mm-hmm.
This has to be at least my third or fourth time hearing it.
It's been used quite a bit.
It's a good allegory because it works.
It's in, baby.
It works for dramatic effects.
Everyone knows the allegory. Every writer is trying to like
now I know
shoehorn it into their story now.
All right, that's about what's bad. Should we predictions for next episode? For next, what's going to happen? Do you guys have any big predictions? Anything crazy?
I have one more thing to add to the bad section.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Okay. I don't know why Joe and Sachio are giving Nanbu such flack. Don't they realize that these people can kill them? Like, why don't they understand that the stakes are really high in these cases? Like, I don't know. If it was me and I was like, we got this far. I don't want to die. That's
why you're not making the big bucks.
I guess
because Joe thought Nanbu believed in him, but then he didn't.
I mean, you can believe in him, but you can also say, do you want to die? No. Okay. Just forfeit. Okay.
Okay. Okay. The other bad thing I would say, I just thought of is like, I don't know what caused Nanbu to realize that Shirato would accept taking Sachio, because it seemed kind of out of like, if I were Shirato and Nanbu was all like, hey, can you take care of this kid, please? Someone might kill him. I'd be like, what the fuck? No.
Yeah.
No.
P.S.
I'm already
P.S. killed his dad.
And she didn't even like realize that until afterwards.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't give her any evidence based on that. Like, I don't know. I guess it's because I don't. I guess deep down, Shirato is supposed to be like this really nice woman. Like, I think she, like, deep down she's got like a gooey center of goodness. You know what I mean? But like, I guess I kind of saw her as like a very cold, calculating businesswoman who will do things for the sake of Megalo Box to succeed, because she's kind of supposed to be the antagonist of the series.
And there's nothing that has been given to us that would like denounce that. Like, we don't. I mean, besides that one scene where she's like giving food to the children. Like, she could just eat babies. We would never know anything.
She's really lucky she was feeding children at that one time where a small kid was staring at her with a knife.
Every other time she's kicking dogs and
no, I agree.
That
that seems really out of the blue, and especially after they ditched the pet press conference. Like, they're not doing any of these special events. They're not giving any like Megalomania advertising. So why should she do a favor for them?
Yeah, basically out of the blue.
Because Joe's the genuine article.
I guess that's the answer for everything. The genuine article.
Genuine article.
Okay, so I guess we can move into the predictions now. So anyway, other than the prediction that I just made, the genius level prediction there, for which Coby takes 50%, of course.
Yep.
So I was gonna predict like how I thought they were gonna get out of the situation. I was thinking like maybe they would just fight to win anyways, and then like the same way that Nanbu basically talked down Shirato, where he was just like, if I'm going down, I'm taking you down with me, kind of thing. I think I thought he'd maybe give like an impassioned speech to Fujiraki, like, you know what, we can actually win this. If we win this, then you get all the money, blah blah blah.
And
So I don't know, that
Fujimaki
was-
would be such a cool character like he normally is. Just be like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's see how that goes.
Yeah, something like that. I like the other one better now. But that was
Yeah.
my original thought.
My prediction is that Nanbu thinks he's gonna like be killed, and that's why he's drinking and being all sad. But he's gonna give one passionate speech to Fujimaki, and Fujimaki is actually gonna bet against the other guy, so he still like wins his odds. But Joe gets to actually win, so it's like, all right, I'll give you that. You made some money.
All right, so now my prediction: Nambu's not making it out at the end of the series. Nambu's dead. Nambu is gonna die.
He's like,
Makes sense.
but what I don't understand is how can they kill him off? He's the only like character. Like Joe doesn't really talk. He doesn't really have a personality. Like how would the show continue on without Nanbu?
Yeah, I guess Nanbu is the one making all the plays.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, Joe just kind of shows up and hits things. And
Yeah,
says,
yeah.
I got to do things.
I mean, I guess-
Joe's kind of an interesting, is the least interesting character in the show.
Yeah.
they could transition him into being the person that kind of maneuvers his own games and training and stuff like that. But then
There's not enough time.
I don't think he's
Not
the
enough time.
the character to do that. He's not a very smart guy. I don't think.
Yeah,
He's just kind of a brash dude that punches things.
I guess we'll see.
Yeah, I guess we will see.
My other prediction is that it's kind of touched on. I don't know if it's going to be a reveal or if it's going to be if it's just kind of already in the subtext that like Yuuri. I wrote down in my notes it's like Yuuri is a stray dog. Yuuri is a stray just like Joe. Like I think I'm going to say Joe that Yuuri was in the same exact situation as Joe was. He's like a no name, doesn't have the license, and then Shirato kind of had to bring him up in order to do it. So that's why Yuuri has such an interest in Joe because
They're the same.
they're the same person that he's also a stray dog. But I think that's already been.
He
It's already kind of like
he got cleaned
hinted
up.
at.
He got cleaned up into a clean dog.
Well, I think that's what they're going to allude anyway, because both of them, if you haven't noticed, don't have last names.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
that's
know. That's the
true.
reason
That's
why I thought
true.
that this episode, because when they just announced it's like Pepe Iglesias, and they're like, and Yuuri. It's like, oh, weird. That is why I thought that.
I feel like they could really like weed out these like
Fakers.
these fake
These
citizens.
frauds with the fake IDs.
Just be like, do they have a last name? Okay, check them out. They probably
Check 'em
got a
out,
fake
yeah.
ID. Are they Megalo Boxers? Check them out. Fake
Yep.
ID.
So those are my only predictions.
Alright, cool. Well, I guess that's it then.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Overall, I give this. I like this episode. I liked it a lot. I just wish it had more resolution and more everything.
Yeah, I give it a 2 out of 5.
2 out of 5?
Yeah,
Russell, I give it 3.5 out of 5. I liked it.
I give it probably a 2 out of 5 as well.
Okay.
I thought you'd rate it higher.
Heathens.
All right. Well, hopefully you
Alright,
guys
cool.
like this.
Yeah. We'll hopefully
We'll be
give
back.
a better rating next episode.
Yeah, we've only got about 3 more episodes, so hopefully things wrap up in that amount of time. And if you like this, you can check out our podcast, Anime Ricochet. We were talking about sports animes. This one will definitely be talked about in the next Anime Ricochet episode, but if you want to listen to more sports anime discussions, just check out the backlog of episodes. It's on animericochet.libsyn.com, and it's also on a YouTube channel, so go check it out.
Yep. Thank you very much for listening, guys.
Peace out.
Bye.
Bye.